Hey everyone, my name is Natalie from This and Nat, or All of This and Nat over on Instagram. I cannot wait to share with you the rest of my kitchen and pantry organization today. If you didn't catch the first part of this process, I began by purging and organizing just one cabinet in 30 minutes. Today, I will complete the kitchen overall with the rest of the cabinets and finally the pantry. I'm so excited to be collaborating this week with Danny of Danny Grace Daily. She is a mom of 3 and lives with her husband, Josh, and her 3 kids in upstate New York. She's got a beautiful home and she makes all sorts of mommy, lifestyle, and self-love videos. You're going to love her channel. It's just starting out, so get over there, watch her pantry organization video, and support her. I know you're going to love it. Hey guys, it's Natalie. I am way too excited today to get to organizing. Today I'm going to be rearranging and reorganizing some things in my kitchen cabinets and also in the pantry. There's actually one item that has kind of prompted this rearranging, but also my pantry has been really getting worse for a while. I'm going to show you that in a second. So that's kind of why I am doing this tonight. My husband literally just walked out the door to go to a hockey game, and I am going to be cleaning my little tail off while he is gone. I told him my plan, I told him how I was going to rearrange some things, and he was cool with it, so I'm excited to get going. I've been thinking about it at work all day, how I'm going to rearrange things, and so I am eager to put it into place. So here's what prompted this rearranging of the kitchen. This is where my coffee maker used to be, but we decided to put the big old toaster oven, pull it out of the pantry, and put it right here. So that means my coffee maker moved over here. And I really don't like all of this being out on the counter, and I have a plan to fix that here in just a second. But since my coffee maker moved here, that meant that these things, one of these things was over there. I think the utensils have moved over here, and this doesn't belong on the counter. But anyway, it's all just become way too cluttered. So before I even do a thing, I have already decided where the things in the cabinets are going to go. The coffee things that are in this cabinet are actually going to go over here. And what's right here is plates. So all of these plates and dishes are actually going to jump over to here. And what's over here but spices and glasses. So a lot of these glasses, we're going to sort through them, but for right now, many of them are going to move over there. So the plates are moving here, and the spices will have to go somewhere else. They actually used to live in the pantry. So now, of course, I need to redo the pantry, and the pantry is a disaster right now. Oh my goodness. So the pantry, this is my pain point here. These bags, I keep putting stuff on the floor because it's too big to fit on the shelves and it's like overflow, and then I can't walk into the pantry and it's driving me bananas. I do have things somewhat organized and labeled, but now we're starting to buy more bulk instead of like a bunch of random things. And so I've flipped some of these bins around. They used to say different things because it's not working for us anymore. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of rearranging in here, although not a ton, enough to get the spices. And then up here, you can see there's a lot of wasted space. We actually recently pulled a lot of these big appliances and things down and stored them in the garage. So now I have a ton of space up here to work with. So basically I just have this huge kitchen domino effect that's about to happen. And I just forgot to shut that cabinet, but that's okay, we'll keep moving on. So I'm going to do things from one cabinet to the other, sort of sorting through things as I pull them down and getting rid of things that we no longer need. Since I'm doing this without my husband, and a lot of these, like especially the cups and stuff are his, I'm going to be putting them in another place so that he can look through them later to make sure that I haven't decided to donate anything that is special to him. If it is mine and I'm choosing to get rid of it, it's going straight into the donation box, which I've already pulled out and have ready to go. So I'm going to take you along on that journey as we do kind of a kitchen domino effect, changing the cabinets around, and then we're going to get into that awful pantry. It's going to be a fun night. Hair's up and we are getting down to business. I decided to work from right to left on the upper kitchen cabinets. If you remember my quick kitchen organization video, I moved tons of food storage containers out from lower cabinets. This cabinet here is so much more of an accessible place for these items. The dining table is going to act as a holding ground for items that need to go elsewhere. I decided that the kitchen is a space for only the things that we use regularly. So special occasion dishware can go elsewhere. I'm looking at you, set of 12 matching white wine glasses. Instead of overcrowding our kitchen cabinets, we're gonna find another space for those. Does anyone else have so many glasses? I think we could have 200 people over at our house and everyone could have their own drinking receptacle. It's insane. My husband and I went through all the miscellaneous glasses together and pared them down to a reasonable number. We got these blue and white dishes for our wedding in 2017, but not until I sorted them by color just now did I realize we have an uneven amount. It drives me nuts. I wanted to create a space for all of my coffee things so that they didn't have to sit out on the counter. I love my little collection of coffee mugs, but lately I've been dreaming about a matching set of clear glass mugs. I don't know why, but they seem so pretty and clean looking to me. Only the matching sets of glasses that are for everyday use went into the cabinets. While our kitchen isn't tiny, our cabinets are pretty narrow and shallow, so they don't fit a lot of stuff. Okay, let's stop and look at what's been done so far. Like I said, I've been waiting all day to do this. Feels so good. Just like 20 minutes later, I've already changed so many things in our kitchen and made the cabinets so nice and open. So let's look at them. So remember I said this used to be my coffee space. So up here was all like coffee stuff and other water bottles. So since this is no longer my coffee spot, this is going to be for all of my large storage containers that I store like our, sorry, that was my finger, that I store like leftovers and stuff in. So these are mostly all glass containers. I'll have to see what happens when all of them are clean, if they do all fit. But there's lots and lots of space right now, which is really, really great. Our cabinets are only about 12 inches, which is kind of tiny. So it makes it hard to fit things side by side. So this is the new coffee spot, and I don't love that that plug is showing. I could line that up in the center there, but I'd rather have the coffee maker pushed way back. But it looks so much better now that I don't have all that stuff on the countertop, and I'll have lots and lots of space to cook now. So on this side here, I've made it kind of like a coffee station. So this is actually what I used to keep on the countertop. I'll flip the carafe upside down to let it dry out. So I'm gonna try out doing that in here. I do have plastic inside the countertops to keep it safe from water damage. And of course this cloth is nice and thick, so that should work. So right now I try to drink my tea for a couple days out of the same coffee cup. That's what's behind there. I rinse it out. And then this is my mug ready to go tomorrow for my coffee. This is a beautiful cup. You can see it looks really dirty on the inside. It cannot be dishwasher or microwave because of the metallic. And so I was not using it because of that. And it's so pretty. So now I just keep my little coffee thing in it, and then this is what my coffee is actually in. So that is all now up off the counter and away. You can see my coffee is already ready for tomorrow morning. That's a tip for you. I do need to reset the time. It is not 12:03. It's not even 7 o'clock. It's 6:30 in the evening, so I need to reset that. But oh my gosh, I better just fix it right now. Okay, now the coffee maker is on the right time and the auto programming is set. Let me double check. For 6:16 in the morning. I almost accidentally started coffee making right now, but I quickly stopped it. So crisis averted. Anyway, so that's my coffee station. My husband really loves these simple black mugs that he's had since his bachelor days, so we're keeping those. There's a set of 6, and then these are all my crazy funky mugs, which I'm probably going to pare down to also around 6 here in the near future, but for right now, they are all hanging out up there. And then on this side, we have like our everyday glassware. I literally took out anything that wasn't a regular glass, like all the wine glasses, all that stuff we had stored in another cabinet, but way up high. And it is now sitting on the dining room table, which is a wreck, because we're gonna go through that with all of our glassware together. We have some still in boxes, some in a bar, so we need to get it all out. But our everyday wear, we really like these short glasses. And then my husband loves these little tiny ones. I think these are actually juice glasses. And what's funny is that one of these we requested, I think these, for our wedding, and then my husband's dad had these ones and they match like exactly, which is so crazy. My husband's dad, we got a bunch of his stuff, and so I was like, we need to keep these, they match. So we've got a set of 6 and a set of 7, but these are the ones we use the most, which is why they're on the bottom. And then when we have guests, they like to use these glass tumblers, and so we have 12 of those, so they're sitting there. And then these are the cups my husband actually likes to use, which is just the funniest thing to me, because they're like the plastic ones you get for free at like restaurants and stuff, but he likes those for water, so that's why those are there. On a side note, I could literally have 1 cup for the rest of my life. This is my like 30-ounce Yeti. I drink water out of it only. I've never put anything but water in there, and that's all I drink. Well, that's not true. That's pretty much all I drink. I only use this cup. I rarely use any other cup, so I'll even take it with me when I know I'm going in the car or anywhere. Love, love my Yeti. And then I left the space up top. You've seen that I have to get up on a stool to get up there anyway, but I know we're gonna be storing more glasses there. I just don't know what yet, so I'm keeping it empty for now. Now, over here is part of the way done. I basically reversed the cabinets that were over here with this one, except I am trying out sorting them a little bit differently. Again, these black ones, they match the coffee cups. Those are my husband's bachelor dishes. We do use them sometimes, depending on what we're cooking to make things look pretty, but that's why they're up high. We also got like randomly 4 charcoal Fiesta ware at our wedding, so those are gonna be up there too. And then I have sorted by color, which I really like. It looks so pretty, not super practical for the space, but we'll see if that stays. Spices are coming out. They're gonna go back into the pantry. I just haven't done that yet, which means these plates need to fit up there. Now, again, this is not a practical way to store them. It is really pretty by color, but like that's probably not how they're gonna go in there, but doesn't it look so nice? So next step for me is to get these spices out, and then we're gonna start working on the pantry maybe, or I might do the drawers. I forgot to mention that I have already done these cabinets down low, so I am not touching them today. They're already nice and organized. So it's just kind of an up top cabinet and pantry kind of organization day. These are the Copco tiered spice racks. They are so awesome. Grab them on Amazon for less than you can get them in stores, and I'll have them linked down below. More on these spices coming up in my video Wednesday, but I just have to say I love having them all in matching glass jars. We like to have our countertops nice and clear, so I decided to try storing cooking utensils entirely in drawers rather than on the counter in a container. I thought it might be less convenient, but actually it's been no issue whatsoever. It's time! Let's get this pantry party started. First, everything had to come out. So the thing about organization and storage is that you have to work within the confines of the space that you have. You basically have no choice but to make your space work for you. Now, I'm pretty blessed to have a nice big pantry, but that doesn't mean that it totally works for us. So the other reality is that you are only so tall or so strong as you are. And this shelf up here that I have just emptied, you can see there's still one more appliance up there because I just don't want to try to pull it down. I don't want to risk it being too heavy and whatever. But I can reach this shelf, not I have to sit up on my tippy toes, but the reality is I can't put stuff up there that I'm going to need to get down a lot. It's going to be too heavy. Let me kind of back out if I can. There we go. It's going to be too heavy. It's going to be really hard for me to access that stuff. So before I really I'm about to pull everything out of here, which won't be too hard since I've already got stuff into bins. But when I get this space empty, I'm going to kind of visualize how I want things to be. Anything that I am accessing a lot is pretty much going to be from this shelf because those are the ones that I can see really easily. This shelf here can be stuff that I'm accessing less often, and same with the very bottom shelf, except I do have these that I use every day, but I know that they're there, so that is not that hard. You can see I've got turntables in the corner here, which makes it so easy to get to so many things. I love those so much. And this pain point here, the floor, is just terrible. That's where tall stuff can fit, so that's why I'm using it down there. But we got to get this space clear enough for me to walk around in. So let me get this space all cleared out, and then the other thing that's got to go back in here is all of our spices. So it's going to be fun to see what it looks like at the end. I'm having a thing right now about duplicates. We just don't need two of everything, at least not stored together. If our toaster breaks, a backup isn't a terrible idea, but does it have to take up precious real estate in our kitchen? I think not. I decided to get all of those bags off the floor by hanging them on the back of the pantry door. So I got these hooks on first so that they would be ready by the time I finished the pantry. Now it's time to pull out everything else. I really need an empty space to think about what would go best where. If this feels a little bit overwhelming or you don't have a couple hours to work, try just doing one shelf or even one section at a time. These plastic bins that I use are from IKEA. They're called Samla, I'm sure I'm not saying that right, and they come in a bunch of sizes at an amazing price. I love that they're clear because I can see everything inside. And the bins help with deep pantry shelves because you can just pull the whole bin out to see everything. I'll make sure to link them down below. take a good look at this almost empty pantry because it won't last for long. These Lazy Susans are also Copco brand off of Amazon. They are 18 inches in diameter and the perfect thing to use up every inch of corner space. Each turntable has its own theme. This one is for teas. Since I drink tea almost every night, this one needed to be right at eye level. I have a lot of tea, and if it doesn't fit on here, it doesn't get to stay. I keep duplicate spices behind the ones in the glass jars. We have so many duplicates because, probably like many of you, when we thought we were out of a spice, we just bought more instead of checking to see if we had it. What I need to do now is make a list of all the spices hiding in the back to hang up in the pantry, so I'll know if it's worth searching through them. The pantry is an area of our house that needs revamping every few months. As the seasons change, the way we buy food changes, and the pantry has to be able to move and adapt to our needs. It's done! Now, before we go in there for the final tour, let me remind you what it looked like at the start of this night. Oh my goodness, I feel so good about the progress made in the pantry tonight. It is so much more functional. I'm going to show it to you in just a second, but there are some things that I already want to change and improve upon, so I am constantly thinking about that, so I'm going to share that with you. But I finally have solved a problem that has been driving me nuts, my grocery bags. So I just picked a few that I like, and they are hiding in there and with one hook. Hopefully that won't be too bothersome when I open and close the door. And then these are our brand new mesh produce bags. I really, really like them. So we have lots of sizes, probably not necessary to have that many, but we do. So there they are. So now they're up and off the floor. The floor is a huge improvement. All of these, like I have olive oil and vegetable oil in a different container, but these are too tall to go there. These are extras. So these extras, these two tall things, same with oatmeal, are back there. And I've got this awesome can rack. This is something that I'm hoping to we don't drink soda very much, so get rid of those sodas and then eventually have just like canned tomato sauce, canned tomatoes, different things here to help us cook all the time, toasters food. And then these are my crock pot and my rice maker, because I'm about to pull that rice maker out and make some rice. We use these all the time, and it's much easier to get them from down low than from up high. I made all of my bags fit here. They had to. I decided they had to. And then of course any kind of like wrap. Okay. Oops, that's too close, too close. Okay, so let's go let me zoom out again. Let's kind of take you through the pantry. So this area up here looks so much different. It needed to be light stuff that I'm not getting to very often. Again, we've never ever used that, but it kind of has to stay there. I use this every single weekend to make pancakes. Plastic Tupperware I don't use very often, but sometimes I do put like dry things in it. Paper towels, we have them out of the way because we're trying to reduce our paper towel waste, and having them in the pantry is one great way to like reduce the temptation to grab a paper towel. Plastic bags, which that's like all we have. We don't get them very often, so we kind of pile them up for like trash and, you know, picking up our yard. Gum and vitamins, and then those are like freezer bags. Okay, so here is what I have. I started in the middle, you saw, and then I sort of worked like with what needed to be out, tried to do like sections. So I've got breakfast stuff. We can only have the 2 cereals, so one of us can get each little container. I love those containers. And then here's bread. And then I moved all the spices in here just as they were in the cabinets. And then down here, this is going to be like ingredients mostly. My dream, like right now this is pasta and rice. I have like some like hamburger helpers and rice-a-ronis, but my hope is to one day just pretty much have like white rice and brown rice and some pastas, and that's it. I've got quinoa back here, but I haven't had quinoa in a long time because it kind of makes my stomach really hurt. And so, yeah, I probably should end up getting rid of that, but we shall see. I've got a bunch of onions and potatoes and a little thing of garlic right there. And then my husband loves ramen and it's so cheap. So there you go, ramen. We sometimes make it into not the instant kind. These are my containers that I use every day for my lunches. They're like all gone right now because I've meal prepped for the week, but I love these square containers. The lids go here, and then I use the glass circular ones as well. So on this side, we have 2 rows of baking things. It's a little silly that I have all of this baking stuff. I really just need this shelf right here. I've got a ton of brownie stuff behind it because it was on sale, but from now on, I'm probably not going to get mixes. I'm gonna pretty much try to make my own from scratch. Someone just sent me a great brownie recipe today. I don't really need all of these things. There's a lot of crazy stuff in here. Like, I will not use anything that's not real sugar because, again, it hurts my stomach. But my husband was experimenting once upon a time with stevia, and there's some like flaxseed and weird stuff in there that we just need to decide, are we going to use it or not? We could use that space. But yeah, then there I have this tea. I finally got all my tea to fit on one thing, even though my husband just brought me back all this wonderful tea from New York, which takes up a lot of space, but it's amazing. So I was able to fit all of it on here. I am so happy. I'm trying to use up my tea. I love it. It's great for the winter time. And then this one is mostly like oils. I've got my vegetable oil and my olive oil here in the front, and then all kinds of like vinegars. Anything liquid pretty much is on this shelf, and then all things dry are on this shelf, except for that barbecue sauce. But yeah, different kinds of cooking ingredients. And then we kind of have like snacky stuff. So I've got crackers and chips, like honey peanut butter jelly. These are different like chip clips are in there. This is our sweets one. I love this one. This one is always so full. This is all popcorn, and these are like grab and go snacks, mostly peanut butter crackers. So here's what's missing for me. There is too many packaged things. Like I said, I want to go more with like ingredients. Also, there's not a space for me to put things like as they come in. Like there's no empty spaces. So I'd eventually like to get where I have one empty like open container that's that big that can just be like rotating things, open things. And then another thing I thought would be cool is to have like a metal strip right here, and that I could put chips, bags of chips and stuff. We don't do a lot of chips. I'm more of like a Cheez-It and cracker person, where I could like literally clip, like magnetize that to the wall, and you know, hey, those are open, I should eat those up. So there you go. That is the pantry progress, and I'm so happy that I can even walk in there. I could cry. Thank you so much for watching my kitchen and pantry organization. I hope it gave you some inspiration to tackle a few areas of your kitchen. Don't forget to check out Danny of Danny Grace Daily's pantry organization, linked down below. And come back on Wednesday as I break down transferring my spices from these to glass bottles. I'm gonna let you know how long it really takes and if it is worth it. See you then.